Hello, marketing management students. Welcome to product management. Today's discussion it's about branding and positioning. First, let's have the reminders. Reminders. Listen carefully and attentively. For your attendance, type in your complete name in the comment box or below the video, plus your positive manifestation, and make sure to have a screenshot of it and save it. And don't forget to give a thumbs up to the video. Make sure to have your attention in the discussion because there will be questions in the middle, in betweens, and or in the end of the video. Just choose one. Answers will be typed in the comment box, so this is considered your second comment, and make a screenshot. Make sure to save it. Screenshots will be attached to our Google Classroom as your proof of attending or joining the online class or the online discussion. From doing so, the time and the date will appear and I can monitor. Attach it in the label Online Discussion 003 Branding and Positioning. For your submission of the attachment for Online Discussion 003, if submitted tomorrow or the other days, it will be 50% deducted. Better submit it today, September 20, 2023. Be aware of the deadlines. Midterms is fast approaching. Now let's have the discussion proper. Do you want some Jack Daniels? Well, you have to listen to the discussion so you can get one. Branding and positioning. By the end of the discussion, students will be able to assess and interpret the value of branding in a product and identify the right touch points of positioning your product. For the first question, what do you think branding is? What do you think branding is? Comment your answer below the video. Did you know that brand is not a logo? Brand is not a product. A brand is not a promise. A brand is not the sum of all the impressions it makes on an audience. Brand is a result. It's a person's gut feeling about a product, service, or company. It's in their heads and in their hearts. Because actually, brand is your reputation. Just like with the Dunkin' Donuts. When we heard about Dunkin' Donuts, we could always remember that it is the pasalubong ng bayan. Whenever our parents visits cities before and then they came back with Dunkin' Donuts as pasalubong. We're so happy to know that our parents have done some Dunkin' Donuts because Dunkin' Donuts positioned in our minds when we were kids that it is the pasalubong ng bayan. That whenever our parents goes to cities or visit cities, when they came back, they have Dunkin' Donuts. Through the years, as you can observe, Dunkin' Donuts change their logos, but that is not a brand. That's the logo because brand is not a logo. It's the gut feeling, the perceived experience you experience about how Dunkin' Donuts deliver their products. Remember, from what Steve Forbes said, your brand is the single most important investment you can make in your business. And that's what Dunkin' Donuts did through the years. So if you're going to check on the Dunkin' Donuts logo, and if you look back on the experience you have with Dunkin' Donuts, you could tell that the Dunkin' Donuts branding will bring you back to your childhood. And again, remember, brand is worthless if it doesn't connect with the right audience in a relevant way. Okay, the second question. What did Steve Forbes said about brand? Again, what did Steve Forbes say about the brand? So if a brand connects with the right audience at a relevant way, it will create brand positioning. So what is brand positioning? The winning space must be unique to competitors, motivating to consumers, and ownable for the brand. You can see the green zone, the winning zone, because the consumer wants your brand. What your brand does best here. That's the winning zone. Your brand connects to your consumers. So the experience you can give to your consumers and will satisfy their wants. So make sure you always have the winning zone, what the consumer wants, and the experience you can give to satisfy their wants through your brand. And now, from your side to your competitor, what your competitor does best will be like your brand versus other competitors. That's the dumb zone. Don't be dumb. Make sure you position your brand well. And if your competitor um, reach on your consumer wants, so that's the losing zone because they are making a threat to your brand because your competitors are trying to get your consumers' attention, trying to give the experience they wanted. So that's the losing zone. So be careful. And if your brand versus the competitor's brand and the consumers wants meet in the middle, that's the risky zone because now the consumer will have to choose whether which brand to use, to buy, or to have a repeat purchase. So when the three meets at the middle, that's the risky zone. So make sure you have your unique strategy against your competitor and make sure you will make a consumer experience something that they will remember, motivating to consumers and ownable for the brand. Motivate your consumers. Now, for your activity. For the best think time for lesson 3, it's all about Pringles. Pringles is a snack brand owned by Kellogg's and is sold over 140 countries. And most students would know this brand as it comes in a can and the chips are stacked. So I'll be posting this in our Google Classroom. Okay? Make sure to remember the key elements of every brand concept. So brand concept should possess the following. There should be brand name, tagline, creative elements, language, messages. And make sure you have screenshot the key elements of brand concept because it will going to appear in our face-to-face meeting. So if you're trying to make your own brand concept, like you're starting to plan for your future business after you graduate, here's how you will write your brand concept. Make sure to take a screenshot of this. Position your brand. Define the benefits of the brand. What are your benefits? What are the benefits you can offer to your target market? Provides customers through offerings of products and services. And make sure to include emotional and functional benefits because emotional benefits can be described as how the customers feels emotionally and psychologically after using your offerings, whilst functional benefits means how the product features and aspects are helping to solve the problem. So make sure to define the benefits of your brand and then the brand promise. But make sure that the promise your brand, make sure that the promise of your brand provides the finest services and offerings, like high quality, and whatever you promise you should deliver, because somehow at some point most of the brands, they promise something but they cannot deliver, because usually the term promise, in order to achieve the promise, promises must be broken. But that doesn't work in business, because once you promise in your service and your product, you should deliver it to your consumers and customers and clients. And lastly, in your brand concept, make sure you reason out to believe the brand promise, that there should be a dedicated manner on a continuous and consistent basis. Okay, sometimes most of the brands may lang susugod, and then in the middle and the end they cannot deliver, they cannot reason to believe the brand promise. So make sure you have a unique selling points and proposition. Use your strength. Make sure you are always on the winning zone. Also, make sure to take a screenshot of this portion, the difference between the brand image versus the brand identity. For the brand identity, first, it is what the company wants to be perceived, while the image is the way what the consumer perceive about the company. Brand identity, active in nature. Brand image, passive in nature. Active in nature, you can control it, you can establish it within the company, while the image, it's passive in nature because it is totally out of your control. It's in the outside force. Also, do not forget that brand identity includes logo, slogan, style, tagline, and tone, while the brand image is composed of the brand elements, the logo, slogan, style, tagline, and tone, plus the brand association with its customers. How customers react to these brand elements. Brand identity is the reality of the brand, because that is what the company wants it to be, while the brand image, known as the perception from the existing and future or potential customers. How do customers think about your brand? Brand identity is to look back, reminiscing what they have done in delivering the services and products to their clients, customers, consumers. While the brand image, it focuses on to look ahead, because consumer preferences changes over time. Kadiyot raman jud magsawa ang mga tao. So, that's why company have to deliver unique selling points, unique strategies to make sure that whatever the customer wants and whatever the customer is looking ahead about your products and services, because consumers always take look for more and more and more, and what's new, what's trending. They keep looking for more. Brand identity, the desires of the company, while the brand image represents the views of others about your brand. And brand identity, it's very enduring, while brand image, it's superficial. Brand identity, the promises made by the company to its consumers, while the brand image, perception of customers about the brand after they experience it. Now, in this next activity that will be posted in our Google Classroom, analysis, it's the buzz progress. So here are the list of the different products, and you have to identify what specific brand that comes first to your mind when you see or hear the particular product. Brands that created already a position in your mind. So I'll be posting this in our Google Classroom. And also the buzz reads. This will be posted in our Google Classroom. It's all about the Coca-Cola brand feature. So from the buzz reads featuring Coca-Cola, you will be reading about how Coca-Cola brand at some point failed shortly during the World War II. And after that, there will be another activity for the abstraction, the buzz explore. After reading the buzz read and learning about the mistakes of Coca-Cola brand failure, how do you rate the impact of Coca-Cola branding today? Did Coca-Cola learn from the experience they had before? So this will be posted in our Google Classroom. Okay, before we end this, make sure to remember that every time, make sure your brand positioned to compete and help people value your brand. Make informed decisions and stand apart. Because at some point, if there is branding, there is also what we call rebranding strategy. If you remember Twitter is now owned by Elon Musk, and Twitter was rebranded into its new name, X, capital X. But but do you think Elon Musk did the right thing to rebrand Twitter and rename it to capital X? So the question is, did you think rebranding Twitter to X makes it more competitive than any other social media platform? Okay, so make sure to screenshot this part because it will be included in our possible quiz on our face-to-face meeting. In the Philippines, one of the best brand strategy positioning is what we call the Filipino humor. Filipino humor is one of the best in the world. Despite the challenges, they never forget to put smile on their faces. This humor is also present on entrepreneurs and can be seen on the names of their businesses. To catch the attention of customers, they name it after something popular. These entrepreneurs were able to gain viral exposure by choosing the right name for their business. So let's find out some of these Filipino humor business names. Are you ready? If you observe the famous Mang Inasal has a Filipino humor named business to Mang Inasar. Maasar ka talaga sa sarap. And also, the Living Things Funeral Parlor. Living is a Tagalog term for bury. It can also be derived from the word living, the opposite of dead. Living Things Funeral Parlor. Another is the Andoks, if you're familiar of Andoks in Tacloban. Now they're making a Filipino humor business of it into Antoks. Pritong manok, Antoks. If you could see the logo, the image of the chicken in Antoks Pritong manok, it's the chicken is so sleepy and tired. And for the famous street food, fishball, a food cart business selling popular Filipino street food, fishball, named after the social media platform Facebook. So Facebook plus fishball is faceball. And we also have the sauce to go, named after the famous chooks to go with tagline masarap kahit walang sauce. Sauce to go. Sauce to go is opposite from the tagline masarap kahit walang sauce. Summa cum laundry, laundry shop. The name is derived from summa cum laude, highest Latin honors, summa cum laundry. And here's the last activity for this lesson, the buzz wow. So if you're given a chance to rebrand the name, the logo, the slogan, and the color of the following brands, TikTok, Facebook, and the Mobile Legends, how will you give them a makeover? Explain the rebranding made. This will be posted in our Google Classroom as the fourth activities for this lesson. So before I end the online discussion, let me share you this food for thought. When people talk, listen completely. Most people never listen. By Ernest Hemingway. In life, sometimes if you don't listen, nabungol na jud ta. Okay? Make sure to take this, internalize this food for thought that when people talk, you have to listen completely. Because most people never listen. So it's same like with how your parents give you advice, listen to them because they at some point experience these things before that maybe they experience these not so good things before and they don't want these things to happen to you. Okay? And I would like to share as well that there are two types of people who face problems in life. And this is how they react or respond to the problem. Mm-hmm. Oh, see? So it depends on how you respond or react on the problem you are facing. So make sure you choose to respond rather than to react. And I would like to thank you for your time and your effort. Your effort is counted. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening and giving your presence in this online discussion about branding and positioning. If you have more queries, just message in our group chat and make sure not to forget all the reminders in the beginning of this video. And make sure to carefully listen to the audio because most of the answers from the questions are found in the video, especially on the audio part. Also be aware of the deadlines of our activities. Students who can follow deadlines of submissions has a chance has more chances of gaining more points. Well, thank you so much and God bless everyone. See you next time. Bye bye.